What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of the Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For the day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Let's get right into the story. Social media has entertained most of us for years now. People are able to connect with loved ones and friends they might have lost contact with, watch whatever they are into from creators, or see whatever going on with a celebrity they might like. Some even figured out ways to make money on certain platforms. That's on the positive side of things. It's also another side of social media. People lurking, robbers seeing somebody flexing or showing too much, pinpointing locations, dudes in the streets beefing for whatever reason, taking it to the internet, going live with each other, making threats, escalating the beef, even sharing locations. People comparing their regular, everyday lives to people's highlights, trying to compare and keep up with people you don't know or probably will never meet, leaving some depressed and always unhappy, not confident in their true self. Then you had a younger generation. Cyberbullying each other is what they call it. That's when a young man or woman might not like a person. They leave negative comments under their individual pictures. Some might even take the pictures, alter them, and share them in groups, make up lies, all that to antagonize the other person they don't like. It's high school times 10, because back in the day, kids got bullied and people got talked about all the time. But once school let out, that was it. It was over. But now with technology, it's 24 hours a day, causing kids and adults looking for validation from others or in a position to constantly have to deal with hate. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Houston, Texas to discuss a case of a 16-year-old girl social media feud with family that turned fatal. Back in 2020, Maraja Pratt was a typical teen. At 16 years old, into fashion, music, loved dancing, taking pictures, and definitely posting on social media. She was a sophomore at Elsick High School and dreamed of going to college. The youngest of 6 kids, she was the baby girl who everyone wanted to protect. One day while on social media, Maraja noticed some negative comments under her photos, saying some things she knew wasn't true, and the person spreading the rumors was her own cousin and another young lady. She tried to brush it off and continue about her normal routine, but it would get out of hand when the young lady saw her picture on other people's pages saying she was doing pay to play for money. This made her so mad she busted into tears and couldn't believe her own peoples would say she was selling her body. She went to her older sister, who we will call Tasha, and her mother to let them know she felt the cousin was jealous of her and wanted the beef. Her mother played mediator and stated the two young ladies should squash it, maybe even meet up and talk about it since they were family. On October 26, 2020, Maraja, her 20-year-old sister Tasha, and a 22-year-old family friend named Anthony were all at the family home when a cousin, who we will call Tiffany, called and stated she wanted to meet up to discuss the online beef. They agreed to meet up that evening by a church on Sharpview Drive. As Maraja and her peoples walked towards the church, Tiffany was in the car with 2 of her female friends and one of their boyfriends driving, a 24-year-old man. When the car pulled up, Maraja was standing on the sidewalk as the woman with Tiffany got out the car. They started discussing the social media beef, and Tasha asked why they was harassing her little sister. But somewhere in the mix, the conversation went left and a fight broke out. Maraja standing to the side before the 24-year-old driver got out the car, upped the gun, and let off 15 shots. Tiffany and the other girls ran as the man sped off. It was about 2:30 p.m., so residents in the neighborhood who heard the commotion called Houston PD, who responded to the location to find 3 people shot: Tasha, Anthony, and Maraja. Tasha and Anthony were both rushed to a local hospital and were in stable condition. But at only 16 years old, unfortunately, Moraja passed away from her injuries at the scene. Once family and friends got the news, they were devastated, saying she was just a baby and wasn't even the one fighting. She was just standing there and only came to clear her name. At first, nobody knew who the driver was that brought Tiffany and the other girls. They only knew they came in a red Chrysler 200 that people in that neighborhood saw flee the scene. People couldn't believe a man let off 15 shots over a social media family feud. As people placed RIP signs and candles at the site the vibrant teen lost her life at, family pleaded for justice, and police urged anybody with information to come forward. Family told the news this all started over lies. A jealous cousin who envied Moraja because of looks and how popular she was, and the young lady didn't want dirt on her name. 2 weeks after the incident, a name of a suspect came up, 24-year-old Kenny Garrett. He was the boyfriend of one of the young women in the car and the driver. He would eventually be picked up and charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and murder. He was taken into custody and at arraignment given a $280,000 bail. Family stated they felt someone ripped their hearts out and they couldn't believe a family member would let someone bring a gun to talk about a petty beef. As of now, this case hasn't made its way to trial, and Kenny is innocent until proven otherwise. This was an emotional decision, in my opinion, by a grown man who really should have knew better. You allegedly take the life of a 16-year-old girl, shoot her sister and another man, even if he was just trying to hit Anthony. It's women talking, even if they did start fighting. Why would your mind go straight to I'm about to let off 15 shots? This kind of situation is the downside to social media. People get triggered when people talk about them in a negative way. It's a lot of family members that don't like each other, but now they can follow each other, make comments, even threats. When it used to be, I don't rock with you, you don't rock with me, stay over there. Rest in peace to Moraja. I send my deepest prayers and condolences to her family. She did nothing wrong. At 16 years old, she was a child, and at that age, you care about what people think about you. Watch how y'all carry it with people out here. Don't start an unnecessary beef or situation, being petty. I'm sure the cousin didn't think it would go this far, but you never know, especially when you involve other people. So remember, we gotta succeed, not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Man, crazy story. Rest in peace, that young lady. I send my prayers to her family. I ain't gonna talk y'all head off about this one. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Definitely be respectful. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. It's all love, fam. This is another episode of Hood Tales. This your boy Tony 2 times. I'm out.